Hi, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a little Scarborough add-on that I'm doing this year. It is a beer tasting. If y'all didn't know, I'm a bartender as my full-time job, since I wish this paid the bills, but at the same time, I'm happy it doesn't. So I went ahead and picked out a themed weekend because I wanted to learn more about German beers. Now, this is a extra ticketed event within the Scarborough Renaissance Festival, so it does cost an additional fee. Online, it is $35 a ticket plus a $2 service fee, but at the door/event, it is $40. Now, on the website, it does have a disclaimer that if it says sold out online, you can still try in person and hope that somebody no call, no shows. Or you can just go in person and decide then. It is no stress, honestly. I have seen that there are 2 different times for most of the weekends. I went for the noon to 1 instead of the 3 to 4 on Sunday. So I'm really excited to do it. It is in a back little tucked away area of the fair. I will show you footage of where to go / like the little signage and the actual pavilion to where it takes place. Now, you do have to be 21 years old with a physical ID that shows that you are able to drink in America. So make sure that you're keeping all that in mind when you're planning your trip. And on top of it, there are absolutely no kids allowed. So if you are bringing your kids, you need to find somebody to hang out with them, somebody to watch them, because it is straight up not going to be a happy time when you find out. On top of that, I was told to plan ahead a little bit, so make sure that you've had food and water beforehand. You can pregame a little bit, however, it was recommended to be not to pregame because you're gonna have like 4 or 5 different drinks and they're gonna have high ABV depending on which week. And I think it's better to just enjoy the time instead of going party hardy mode when you're doing a beer tasting so that you can learn a little bit. These are supposed to be a little bit educational, which is also one of the big old contenders for me wanting to actually full send and do it. Plus, I'm gonna take y'all along with me to show you what it's like. So let's go to the fair. So I'm at the fair now and we got here at Cannon. They actually pushed back Cannon to 11. So we only have about an hour before the beer tasting starts, but got a coffee, I had some pastries, and we are just making our way over there right now. It is in the back, left corner. So yeah, it's a cute little pavilion. I'm gonna show you, of course. I'm really excited to do the German one specifically because I don't know anything about German beers. So it's gonna be really cool. Alrighty, now that the beer tasting part is over, let's talk about it. I took a couple notes from what I remembered from the beer tasting, but it's been a couple days, so we'll see how I do. I want to say right off the bat, it was such a chill environment. I never felt pressured that I didn't know a lot about beers. It was super educational, even though I don't remember the fine details. I still walked away feeling like I knew more and that I wanted to do it again with different parts of the beer tasting segments that the fair offers. So one of the biggest things I want to point out is that the beer tasting came with a glass. You got to keep it. It's really cute. It says Scarborough on it. And this is a snifter glass. This is really cool. I really like this glass. I think it's really cute. And yeah, you get to keep it. This is also the same glass that I used throughout the entire beer tasting. If you're smart, bring water to do little twirly twirls in to rinse out the cup in between. I meant to do that and I totally forgot. But yeah, it is 6 beers for the German one that I did. And it started with a Pilsner, which was a really light, bright kind of beer. And obviously all of these were from German or German-inspired beers. I believe for this case specifically, they were all from Germany. Very cool. He was talking about how he had to order some of these like months and months in advance to be able to get them for this show specifically. And that this show was like the beer of beers. So I'm really happy that I went because I learned a lot. The Pilsner was really awesome. It was a little bit generic, but that's like the first of the like full tasting. The second one was a Maibach, and they were like specifically made for May to like have them be consumed during the May season, which is really cool. I'm really happy that I got to try it because apparently they are really rare to be able to actually have authentic ones in the States. So that was really cool. I've never tried a Maibach before. The next two, I believe, were Dunkels, which is a little bit more malty flavored. I really like the Dunkels. They reminded me a little bit of Shiner Bock, and I really like Shiner Bocks and Bock beers, which leads to the next one. It was a Weizenbock, which I didn't know what that was, and I honestly forgot, but I really liked it. It was kind of reddish. It was a little bit malty, a little bit sweet. It had almost like a chocolatey kind of note to it. I don't know. I really liked it though. I kind of wish that I went and got these beers after the tastings. You can go and get whatever is left over and have them throughout the day. I wish I did, but I was like, nah, I don't want a beer. I just had 6. I don't need more. But I wish I did. I really wish I did. If you like a beer, buy it immediately. Have it with you. Enjoy it more. But yeah, after that, it was a double Bock, which was the 6th and final beer. It was like a monk made beer, which was really cool. It was really crisp. It was really like malted. It had levels of flavor, honestly. And he did walk us through like tasting it and swirling it and smelling it and letting it settle in your mouth and really experiencing the full like different aspects of the beer itself, which I thought was really helpful. I technically knew how to do that, but it was really nice to be reminded how to do that in like a different setting. We did go over a little bit of like pairings with food, but since we had just like the cheese, the fruit, the salami, and bread, it was really hard to take the time to try it with each combination just because it was only an hour-long session. Now, for the actual beer tasting like venue, it was 3 different people. It was the educator / like specialist in beer tasting. There's a fancy word for it. I already forgot. And then 2 different like servers / like pourers. But they were really awesome. We had the female like server. She was really awesome. She helped me like queue up to be able to film the pours that she was doing, and they accepted tips at the end, which I made sure to do so. So if there's ever a performance or a little extra thing that you do at the fair, it's really, really awesome to tip them. That's how they make their wages and how they are able to continue doing what they're doing at the fair here and other throughout their travels. And yeah, I felt like I really learned a lot in the moment. I felt really refreshed. It was nice to just sit down and chill at the start of my day. I did the noon to 1 session. I want to say that we went a tad bit over, but not by much. And yeah, I think it was really worth it. Like I said, I spent about $32 per ticket, and I bought 2 tickets. So it was a little bit less than $80 for the entire thing. And then I also made sure to tip at the end of the event. So I probably spent close to about the $80. But again, I think it was totally worth it. We got to try all these exclusive beers. We got a little snacky. We got some sit down time. And it was really nice, especially on like kind of a muggy morning. I really did enjoy it. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed your travels with me on this experience. And have a great rest of your day. If you have the chance to do a beer tasting at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival or just your local Renaissance Fair, I highly recommend it because it is such a cool experience. Let's see if I do a wine one in the future. I kind of want to, but we'll see if I have time and all of that. If you want me to do the wine tasting, please leave a comment down below because it'll encourage me to actually like buy those tickets ASAP because those ones do sell out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I want to take a quick second to thank my patrons, Louis, John, and Mondo. Thank you so much.